What's up, everyone? Kawaii here to tell you guys about the Winter 2024 anime I'll be watching. Yeah, I'm putting this video a little later than usual because, well, to be honest, I forgot. I literally forgot to look at the Winter 2024 season until recently. Like, usually I put this type of video out like during when most anime are on their 11th episode. But yeah, this is, and well, I mean, for this season, a lot of anime have already finished. So, like, they're on their 12th episode, maybe even 13th. So, yeah, that's why this video is out so late. But we're here now. So, for those of you who haven't seen me do this before, I'm not those types of anime content creators that goes through my anime list and anime chart and talks about every single anime on the list. What I do is I only talk about the anime I'll be watching. I picked out the anime I'm going to watch beforehand, and this video is just me telling you guys what I'll be watching, reading the synopsis for each series, telling you guys why I'll be watching them, and just giving my overall thoughts and first impressions on each series. So, also stick around till the end of the video because that's when I'll be telling you guys about what anime I'll be actually reacting to. Not just watching, but will be reacting to. Or you can, of course, just click on the timestamp. Either way works for you. But yeah, other than that, without further ado, let's get to it. So, as usual, I'm going to be talking about the Season 2, Season 3's prequel sequels that I'm going to be watching. And for this season, I'm only going to be watching one sequel, one Season 3. And that is, of course, Classroom of the Elite Season 2. Enjoyed both seasons, the past two seasons. I love Suzune, as many of you guys already know. I like Ayano Koji, and yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing how Season 3 compares to the other two seasons. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the sequels, so let's move on to the Season 1s. First up on the list is Chain Soldier by Studio 7 Arcs. After his high school graduation, Yuki Wakura realizes it has been 5 years since his sister's disappearance during a Mato disaster. Throughout Japan, mysterious entrances have opened to a dimension called Mato, a demonic metropolis filled with disastrous monsters known as the Shuki that threaten the safety of humans. However, a new hope arose as the discovery of a Mato fruit that grants supernatural abilities exclusively to women allowed them to fight against the Shuki. Due to this, a new matriarchal government was formed, establishing a female organization called the Anti-Demon Corps, which caused men to fall to the bottom of society. When Yuki suddenly finds himself in Mato, he is unable to escape on his own. But just as he anticipates a gruesome end by the Shuki, a girl in a militia outfit appears and protects him. As a chief of the 7th unit of the Anti-Demon Corps, Kyoka Uzen is ambitious yet valued by her own peers due to her power being deemed unusual. Now, in a life or death situation, Kyoka takes the opportunity to find out the true potential of her superpower by using Yuki. In order to defeat the Shuki, he has to become her slave. So yeah, I read the synopsis, watched the PVs, both of which definitely sound interesting. And what really, yeah, I mean, a man being a woman's slave, I mean, that kind of hits all kind of notes right there for many, many people. Yeah, I'm just overall really interested in seeing how this goes. I mean, it really does sound like this is gonna be a series full of, like, strong women, powerful women, or it could have just, of course, be a fan service fest. Either way, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's gonna be a fan service fest because really it's labeled ecchi, but the only ecchi I've seen is like the kiss between the main character and the main heroine, if you can even consider that fan servicey or ecchi. Although I think there's like a pajama or a lingerie scene in the PV. I'm not too sure. But either way, yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what this is all about. Next up on the list is A Sign of Affection, Yubisaki to Renren. Yuki Itose is a hearing impaired student, university student, whose world has been shrouded with silence since birth. She has lived in the same place her whole life and rarely interacts with others save for her best friend, Rin Fujishiro. During her commute one day, she meets the silver-haired and multilingual Itsuomi Nagi, a friend of Rin. Unlike most, Itsuomi is unwavering when he learns of Yuki's impairment. This, along with his experiences abroad, fascinates and touches her. After they part, her fondness of him starts to grow. A new world begins to open for both Yuki and Itsuomi as they learn about each other's different lives. Yubisaki to Renren is a lighthearted romantic comedy that illustrates the silent life of a university student and how one man sharing his world starts to change her own. So yeah, this definitely sounds like a sweet, wholesome rom-com. Obviously, there's gonna be some people comparing this to A Silent Voice, considering the fact that both have a deaf main heroine, or actually, I'm not sure. I mean, or at least hearing impaired main heroine. However, I suspect this is going to be a real piping hot take, but I suspect that this could be better than A Silent Voice. Yeah, I mean, for those of you who know me, you probably already know that I'm actually, contrary to popular belief, I am not a fan of A Silent Voice. I was never all that into A Silent Voice. I know so many people in the anime community love A Silent Voice. I'm not one of those people. But I'm willing to give this a chance. I mean, this seems really fucking wholesome and sweet and beautiful. I think the only thing that puts me off, the only thing that's kind of iffy for me with this series, judging from the PV, is it's one of those shows where they illustrated lips on the characters. And I am just, like, I don't like it when they actually draw lips on characters in anime. Like, just stick to a simple line. I mean, lips on anime characters just looks weird, in my opinion. But, I mean, I don't think it's, other than the lips, I don't think the art style is that bad, so maybe it won't put me off as much as I progress through the anime. Either way, I'll be giving this a shot. Next up on the list is Hokkaido Girls Are Super Adorable. High school boy Tsubasa moves to Kitami City up in Hokkaido, where he meets a gal at a bus stop. The sight of her standing alone against the white snowscape, barelegged despite the freezing cold, captures his heart. Very simple premise. It's basically a rom-com anime about Gyaru girls. And you know what? I like Gyaru girls. So yeah, I'm definitely willing to give this a shot. Also, I did watch the P for this, and I gotta say, the main Gyaru girl, voiced by Sakura Ayane, great, magnificent. I can tell, Sakura Ayane, oh my god, she fits this girl's personality so well. She really did a great job. I can already tell Sakura Ayane did a really great job of bringing this girl to life. So yeah, I mean, I already like how the way she teases the main character and all that, how kind of upbeat she is. Yeah, it's fair to say I already like the main gal character. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing more of her. Next up on the list, okay, this is probably one of my most anticipated shows of the winter 2024 season. That is The Witch and the Beast. Gido, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. A feral girl with long fangs and the eyes of a beast. A chef, a soft-spoken man with delicate feet, often strapped to his back. This ominous pair appears one day in a town that's enthralled to a witch. Who has convinced the townsfolk she's their hero. But as Chef and Guido know, they have scores to settle. They won't hesitate to remove anyone in their way. Oh, yeah, I read the synopsis. admittedly, the synopsis, it doesn't reveal all that much. It's fairly short. Doesn't say all that much about the series. But the PV, on the other hand, oh my god, it just seems so interesting and so like I imagine it's gonna be like a really fun, action-packed, like supernatural type show. It definitely reminds me of shows like Undead Girl Murder Farce in a way. Moriarty the Patriot. Shows that like take place during like Victorian era, 19th century, but also have like of course, supernatural elements to them. Also, I already like the main characters, the main heroine, Guido, and the main character, the main male protagonist. I already like them right off the bat. So yeah, I can't wait to see more of this. Like I imagine, or at least I'm hoping, this is gonna be like just a really like a action-packed, bloody, good time. Next up on the list is Metallic Rouge. In a world where humans and androids coexist, Rouge is an android girl who is on a mission on Mars with her partner Naomi. The mission is to murder 9 artificial humans who are hostile to the government. Yeah, I've heard a lot of quite a bit of talk surrounding this show. The PV looks pretty good. The premise does sound pretty good as well. I imagine it's gonna be like a fun kind of buddy cop, even though they're not technically cops, type show with 2 female main characters. I imagine that like the dynamic, the chemistry between the 2 female characters is gonna be great. I imagine it's gonna be definitely action packed as well. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what this kind of show offers. Next up on the list, Tales of Wedding Rings. Sato has been in love with his childhood friend and neighbor, Hime, ever since she and her grandfather appeared out of nowhere 10 years ago. Now a dazzling yet mysterious high school beauty, she makes it more and more difficult for him to confess his feelings. As the anniversary of their first meeting is nearing, will he muster up his courage to transform their friendship into something more, or will an entirely different fate await this tightly bonded pair? So the My Anime List description doesn't describe this series too well, so I actually have to go on AniList to get like a better idea of what the series is about. But for those of you who haven't read the AniList description, or have seen the PV, so basically this girl is from another dimension, like another world, and she transferred onto Earth. She was very young. She meets the main character, and many years pass. I think like 10 years. Now she's all grown up. She has to go back into that other world because apparently there was like an arranged marriage with some other guy, and obviously our main male protagonist is not gonna let that slide. So he goes into that other world, try and get her back. That's basically what happens. So yeah, there's a little bit of a NTR aspect to this show. All right, I'm still gonna watch it, mainly because of the romance. Interesting to see where this goes. Also, like Chain Soldier, there is a kiss in the PV. So apparently they do kiss early on in the series. I'm definitely wondering how many kisses are we actually gonna get from this show, and how exactly our main male character is gonna get her back. And if nothing else, I'm hoping this will just be an enjoyable romance anime. Next up on the list is The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil. Akutu Masatora is a demon who has infiltrated a high school in the human world. His goal is to find candidates to aid Hell in the fight against their natural enemies, the Angels of Heaven. Assigned is seen next to Lilia Mane, another student who transferred here not long ago. Akutu falls prey to her beauty, decides to recruit her to his cause. more to Lily than meets the eye. And Akutsu not only finds himself an accomplice to one of the very enemies he is supposed to defeat, but he also might have developed feelings for her. Yet another romance anime. Honestly, I'm surprised by the amount of romance anime that's coming in the winter season. That's usually... You usually see this amount of romance anime in, like, the spring season. But hey, I'm definitely not complaining, I do like me a good romance anime. And I'm hoping this will be it. And now, I don't know about you guys, but when I've watched the PV for the series, I did get like Kaguya-sama Love is War vibes. Considering the fact that both the main male protagonist and the main heroine, they're both like trying to get the upper hand on each other and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm definitely wondering how this could compare to how this would compare to Kaguya-sama, if I like this more than Kaguya-sama, or maybe this doesn't even have anything to do with maybe this is nothing like Kaguya-sama. Either way, I'm looking forward to this to be another enjoyable rom-com series. Next up on the list, Ishura. In a world where the Demon King has died, a host of demigods capable of felling him have inherited the world. Master Fencer who can figure out how to take out their opponents with a single glance. A lantern so swift they can break the sound barrier. A wyvern rogue who fights with the 3 legendary weapons at once. An all-powerful wizard who can speak thoughts into being. An angelic assassin who deals instant death. Eager to attain the title of true hero, these champions each pursue challenges against formidable foes and spark conflicts among themselves. Battle to determine the mightiest of the mighty begins. So, this is not a rom-com. However, the PV and the synopsis makes it sound like very action-packed. And so yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what this... I'm just interested in seeing what this show is about. Especially considering the fact that all these main characters that this show has mentioned, like, they do sound hella interesting. Like, if they're so powerful, like... How will they, like, all these main characters just sound really powerful. And I'm definitely wondering what this series is going to do with all these incredibly powerful characters. Next up on the list is Gushing Over Magical Girls. Another ecchi anime, although I have a feeling this is actually going to be ecchi. Like, this is going to be more ecchi than Chain Soldier or... Surprisingly, Tales of Wedding Rings. Tales of Wedding Rings is, I believe, also classified as ecchi, which is something that I definitely didn't expect, because I definitely did not see anything ecchi in the PV. But anyways, back to Gushing Over Magical Girls. Hiragi Utena has always looked up to magical girls and fantasized about transforming into a cool heroine who fights evil. So, when a doll-like figure approaches her one evening, claiming that she has magical power lying dormant within, she trembles in excitement. But her colorful dream is quickly shattered in an ironic turn of events when she transforms into a villain. Disinterested in associating with the forces of evil, she tries to quit. A group of magical girls appear and declare war. Battle ensues and Hiragi soon discovers that she enjoys inflicting pain on others as her true nature starts to emerge. Maho Shoujo ni Akogarete follows Hiragi as she begins her new life as the leader of villains, fighting against magical girls and indulging in her newfound sadistic nature to her heart's content. Yeah, this is what I mean when I say this is probably more ecchi than other shows. Because we're dealing with some mad BDSM content right here. Yeah, I'm wondering just how entertained this is gonna be. Because, like, is she gonna be, like, whipping magical girls, putting them in bondage for 12 episodes straight? Like, Where is it gonna? What kind of variety is it gonna be in that? I don't know, but I'm just gonna have to wait and see. I'm just gonna have to wait and see. Next up on the list is Seventh Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. Being reborn once may sound impressive, but Riche is already on her seventh time around. She has had all kinds of excitement in her previous lives, from peddling goods as a merchant to locking blades as a knight. So now she's determined to kick back and enjoy. But to savor the high life, she first has to marry the handsome prince, the same one who happens to be her murderer. It will take 6+ lifetimes of experience and skills for Risha. Break the time loop, make her extravagant dreams come true. So yeah, the premise may not sound much, but judging from but I did watch the PV, and that I will say that definitely piqued my interest more. That's mainly because, yeah, I'm wondering how this is gonna go. Like, I'm guessing, or at least I'm hoping, that this will be not just a romance anime set in like medieval fantasy times, but like a romance anime with a little bit of mind games stored, like added into it. Because the princess has knowledge she gained from 7 or like 6 previous lifetimes. I'm definitely wondering how she's going to implement all that knowledge. And speaking of the princess, she definitely seems like a very confident, very determined, very strong woman. And I'm definitely interested in seeing more of her. Next up on the list is Buchigiri, not to be confused with Buchigire, which is that anime that aired, I think, back in maybe like 2020. Oh man, I think it aired back like 2022, maybe even sometime this year actually. I don't quite remember. No, I think it was 2022. But yeah, either way, this is Buchigiri, a completely different show from Buchigire, which was about like a group of like swordsmen back in ancient Japan. Anyways, Araji Tomobishi gets caught up in battles among powerful individuals after reuniting with his former friend Mataka Asamine. Meanwhile, the shadow of a colossal demon appears. Question mark, exclamation point. This is animated by Studio Mappa, which definitely surprised me, considering the fact that this is such a niche series compared to like Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man. Well, I suppose Mappa needs a break every once in a while from animating all these fucking popular shonen series. But yeah, this is like another delinquent anime, an anime focused on like delinquent boys, delinquent characters with a magical genie for some fucking reason. Honestly, I'm just hoping this is more entertaining than Tokyo Revengers. That's that's all I'll say about that. Yeah, I'm hoping this is more entertaining than Tokyo Revengers, and also I'm definitely wondering how Mappa does with like another like niche type series. Next up on the list, the Demon Prince of Momochi House. On her 16th birthday, Himari Momochi receives a letter stating that she inherited a mansion called the Momochi House. Having been raised in an orphanage, this mansion is the only thing left of her real family, so Himari pays no mind to the rumors that it may be haunted. Upon entering, she meets Aoi Nanamori and his companions, Ise and Yukari, who all seem to be squatting in her new home. Although they warned her to leave the house, Himari vows to be the one to make them leave instead. But soon she is attacked by yokai and finds out that the house sits in the space between the world of the living and the spirit realm. Even more surprising, Aoi was chosen to be the guardian of the house, a position originally meant for Himari. But this great power comes with an awful price. Aoi can never leave the mansion. His existence in the human world has been erased. Ignoring his pleas for her to leave the mansion, Himari promises to help Aoi break the housebound curse as she begins to living under the same roof as him. So here we have a series revolving around a main heroine and 3 main dudes. I definitely got some, not gonna lie, got some reverse harem vibes series. Just off of that. Of course, I could be very wrong. This might not even be a reverse harem type series at all. But still, though, the premise sounds very interesting. Also, the PV makes it look interesting as well. There's got all these ghosts. We got, you know, the whole spirit realm shit. We got both characters wanting to, like, find a way to protect each other and all of that. Also, we saw one of the main male characters changing forms, transforming into this, like, it looked like some sort of like oh man, I don't know, like this kind of like monk, like shrine, like a priest, like spirit type form. So yeah, I mean, honestly, my explanation doesn't really do it justice. You're just gonna have to read the synopsis and watch the PV yourself. But yeah, either way, this definitely sounds interesting, and I will be checking this out. And let's see, I think there's one more on the list after this. Yeah, this is the last anime on the list of shows I'll be watching. Delusional Monthly Magazine. Gekkan Maoso Kagaku is set in most city in an unknown country in a small publishing house that prints a monthly magazine about the most outlandish of things. Everything changes when the staff of the magazine, editor-in-chief Taro, his assistant Jiro, dog Saburo, meets with scientist Goro Sato. Now, the synopsis doesn't sound like much. However, what really made me interested in this show was the PV. I watched the PV, and I still don't know what this anime is about. Because like, they're just like, there's just so much like crazy shit that happened in the PV. You got like these group of characters discovering some sort of ancient magical artifact, and then one dude turns into like an anthropomorphic tiger, and I think there was like a dancing sequence with like other anthropomorphic animals. Honestly, I don't even fucking know. Honestly, the craziest of the PV, like the very bleak, the very vague synopsis, the fact that I don't even know what the fuck this anime is about. I just couldn't pass this anime up. I just could not. I have to know what this series is about. I have to know what kind of craziness is in store for me when I watch this series. So yeah, that's pretty much all the anime I'm going to be watching in the winter 2024 season. As for what anime I'll be reacting to, of course, I'm going to be reacting to Classroom of the Elite Season 3. Also, I'm thinking about reacting to Chain Soldier as well. And I think that's pretty much it for what I'm going to be reacting to for this season. For the rest of the shows I'm going to be watching, I've decided not to react to them for now for 2 reasons. One is I don't want to react to more than one show on the same day. And some of these shows I'm watching this winter season do like overlap. Like they do air on the same day as another anime that I'm watching. And another reason is because honestly, I just don't know if like all the other shows I'm going to be watching this season are reaction worthy. That's why I'm only reacting to 2 shows for now. But of course, if there is an anime that you want to see me react to, feel free to leave a suggestion in the comment section down below. Also, let me know what you guys are. Let me know what you guys are excited for the winter 2024 season. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys next time.